right, I'll say good day to all of you this day of your time. Let us begin this transmission by reminding you that the title is Let's Get High. Now, this is meaning in the word high, capital H period, capital I period, capital G period, capital H period. And we would now like to explain what this is all about. In the changes that are now taking place in your society and around your world, and as we continue through the passageway that we have called the eye of the needle, where you are going to go through whatever process is necessary to divest yourself of the belief systems that no longer align with who you prefer to be, and let them go so that you can accelerate through this passageway toward the new beginning of the window of open contact in your year of 2023. We would like to share with you a state of being that is important for you to generate for yourselves as often as possible, every day, if possible, that will help you slip through this passage more easily and deal with whatever it is that comes up during this time. So let us begin to explain what this high vibrational formula actually represents. It is different emotional states, different energy states in this one word, represented by these four letters. That is a particular formula or equation of energy that will allow you to remain grounded, but at the same time allow your consciousness to expand in very specific ways that will see you through any challenges that may come up as you move forward through this passageway. The first H stands for honesty. It is of critical importance in this time for you to express the idea of honesty in your lives. Now, of course, we are talking about the idea in general of not necessarily telling lies, although that's not really what the idea of this honesty state of being is about. It's more about being honest with yourselves in your deep investigations of your belief systems, not ignoring, not glossing over, but allowing yourself to be truly honest about your motivations, what you believe to be true, so that you can become much more transparent within yourself and have more ease in discovering the belief systems that may be out of alignment with who you truly prefer to be, and thus the belief systems and definitions that may be holding you back from moving forward as swiftly, as smoothly, as effortlessly as you possibly could. So, in the sense of this honesty, it is about know thyself, self-examination, not being afraid to dig deeply, dive deeply within your own mental ability to assess yourself, to be all right with discovering the fears that may exist within your belief systems. In other words, not being afraid to be afraid, and knowing yourself more clearly, more truly, and allowing yourself then to let go of those things that do not allow you to perpetuate that clarity, that honesty of your own being, and presenting yourself in the world that way as the honest, true self. Of course, we understand that it is also about the idea of not necessarily telling falsehoods, although we do understand that there can be circumstances in your reality where what you call little white lies might actually be the kindest thing you can do. But also it's about being honest within yourself to know what your relationships are, what is appropriate for you to communicate to yourself and to others in your relationships with other people on your planet, so that you will know the difference between something that you're saying that may not be what you truly, actually, factually observe, but are being able to relate a kindness to someone, to soften something for them because you understand they are looking to be handled gently, handled kindly. And so we understand that we're not really referring to the idea of not necessarily telling the whole truth to someone that you may feel, but it's also an opportunity to get in touch with why you do feel or believe that way. So that again, in clarifying yourself, you may then find yourself not so often in situations where you might be forced to say something that might not be wholly true, but would be necessary in order to impart a kindness to someone by not being, shall we say, so completely honest with them about what you feel in that moment, but being more honest with yourself about why you feel the way that you do, giving yourself a chance to clarify that for yourself so that it may become completely unnecessary for you to say the things or be in the situations where you're forced to say the things that might be those little white lies in order to impart kindness to someone who has asked you a question or exploring something with you. The second letter is integrity, I for integrity. And this again amplifies the idea of being a holistic being, true to yourself, having your own understanding of your ethical standards, your own concept of the morals, and allowing yourself to stick with them, of not having contradictory or conflicting belief systems within yourself that allow you to act one way in one situation and a completely different way as a different person in another situation, but maintaining the integrity of what you believe to be true about yourself so that you move forward in a holistic way, not split, not in conflict, not necessarily presenting more than one identity or one face to others so they can understand more clearly and more transparently who you truly are so that they will understand who they are really in a relationship with. So you are not fooling them or faking them out or changing your mind every other second to confuse people as to what you stand for and who you are. Having the integrity to be integral, to be allowing all of the aspects of your being to function harmoniously, harmonically, synchronistically with themselves so that you present yourself to yourself and to the world as a particular frequency that is representative of your truth, who you truly are, and not creating confusion and the idea of misunderstanding and misrepresentation and misinterpretation about what it is you do stand for in your life, in the world, what is really the truth for you, after an honest self-examination of honesty in getting to the core of who you are and what you really need and letting go of those fear-based beliefs that may cause confusion within you and confusion within others about who they are dealing with. So we have the idea of the honesty within the self, the integrity to move forward as the true self with all components and aspects of consciousness in alignment. And then we move to the G, which stands for gratitude. So you have honesty, integrity, and gratitude for your life, for who you are, for your existence. For that is the true core of what you call prayer, is simply being in deep appreciation and deep gratitude for what is and who you are, and even the things that may manifest in your life as the challenges, as the things you may not necessarily objectively prefer, and still knowing that they are there manifesting for a reason that can serve you, to be always in a state of appreciation and gratitude for what is in your life, not focusing on what isn't in your life, as we have said before in the AAA formula of acknowledging what is there, not what is not there, allowing it to move forward after you have given it deep appreciation for being there, because you know you can use it in whatever way is necessary to enhance your life in a positive way, to get a benefit out of it. Therefore, it doesn't really matter what it is. So be appreciative and grateful in a state of gratitude for everything that manifests, for where you're at and what you've learned and how you can move forward by taking those lessons with you, not so much dwelling on the past, but being in the present so that you can move forward into your future in a way, again, that brings the honesty and integrity with you as you remain in a state of gratitude and appreciation for who you are and what you are experiencing in this physical reality that you have chosen to explore. And then, finally, in this formula, the final H, which, as some of you may be surprised to learn, stands for humility. The idea of remaining grounded as you expand your consciousness. The idea of allowing yourself to rely on the obvious and to not necessarily allow yourself to become too enamored with your expansion. Allowing yourself to remain on a level where you are relatable, where you can, in a sense, allow others to be able to interact with you in a way where you are approachable, where you can interact, where you are an inviting individual in that sense, not pushing anything on anyone, not necessarily needing anyone to know anything in particular about whatever gift you have to give. For there will always be an audience if you have a gift to give. That is absolutely certain, or you wouldn't be excited about the gifts that you are giving from yourself. But the idea is to remain grounded and humble with the things that you are giving out, that you are sharing, that you are being. Stay centered, stay focused within yourself, and know that the importance is simply being the reflection and the mirror for others, to allow them to be of service to them, to allow them to become more of who they are through their interactions with you, for that is the core of every relationship, no matter what kind, is to be there for the other, to allow them to become more of themselves, even as they ideally choose to do that for you. So in remaining humble, in humility, you can, as equals, move forward, none being greater or more valid than any other, and allowing yourself then, with the idea of honesty, integrity, gratitude, and humility, to form a particular bubble state of being, a particular formula of vibrational frequencies and energies that will carry you through in a very sacred way through the months and years to come, and allow you to slip more smoothly through this passage, through the eye of the needle, so that eventually you can emerge as a being that is in synchronous harmony with itself, with all life around it and within it, and allow yourself to be known for who you truly are, so that none have to fear that you have any particular outside agenda or hidden agenda about expressing yourself and your creativity and your passion in the world, but that you do so only to give the gifts you have to share, to be of service to others, and to be your true self, so that all know who you are, who they're in a relationship with, and can benefit from the reflections that you give as the mirror in whatever relationships you form, thus inviting others to do the same for you.